Reality is a mirror. It doesn't polish itself with kindness for anyone, nor does it pave a golden path for your dreams. It's cold, sharp, and brutally honest, leaving you nowhere to hide. It shows you how small you really are, and it reminds you that this world will never soften just because you're hurting. You think hard work will bring applause, but reality tells you that hard work is just the price of admission. You think sincerity will win hearts, but reality shows you that sometimes profit speaks louder than emotion. You think doing your best will guarantee fairness, yet reality keeps proving that fairness isn't something given, it's something you fight for. Reality is cruel, not because it hates you, but because it doesn't care. It won't go easy on you just because you're tired, and it won't show mercy because you were hurt yesterday. It just stands there, watching silently, waiting to see whether you'll collapse or rise stronger. Many people experience the brutality of reality for the first time when they step out of school. The grades, awards, and praise that once mattered suddenly mean nothing. You start seeing people who work less than you getting ahead, people who seem effortless, achieving what you've dreamed of for years. And in that moment, you realize the rules of this world were never the hardest worker wins. The real rule is this: only those who don't break when it's hardest survive. Sometimes you start to wonder, does effort even matter? Is everything already decided? Am I just fighting a battle I can't win? The answer is no. The cruelty of reality is a test. It doesn't exist to destroy you, but to ask you, how badly do you want it? Can you hold your ground when everything falls apart? Are you truly worthy of the dreams you claim to chase? When you start facing real challenges, you'll realize that even the most successful people have their own exhaustion and loneliness. The people who look effortless aren't luckier. They just didn't quit when everyone else did. So when we say reality is cruel, it's not a complaint, it's a wake-up call. It reminds us that life won't baby you, society won't wait for you, and fate won't clear the way. The only person you can rely on is yourself. But here's the truth that matters even more. Giving up is far scarier. Why? Because reality's cruelty can only wound you, slow you down, maybe make you stumble, but giving up destroys you completely. It erases your passion, your purpose, your hope for tomorrow. It leaves you breathing, but directionless, alive, but hollow. Giving up plants a tiny seed called whatever in your heart. Every time you face a setback, you water it with another excuse. Whatever, maybe this isn't for me. And before you know it, you've not only abandoned your goals, you've lost the courage to face life itself. And once that courage fades, it's hard to get it back. Because reality has a powerful voice. It keeps whispering, you're not good enough. And if you stop fighting, that lie becomes the truth. Reality is cruel, but giving up is worse. That's not a cliche, it's a warning. It reminds us there are no shortcuts. Every seemingly effortless success hides countless moments of breakdown and endurance. It reminds us that failure isn't scary, pain isn't scary. The real danger is when you stop trying, stop believing, and stop moving forward. Everyone goes through a time when reality hits hard, when it feels like all your effort was wasted and every dream has slipped away. But that's not the end, that's the turning point. Every successful person has walked through that same darkness. They weren't free from pain, they just didn't quit. So today, we're not just talking about how cruel reality is, we're asking, how do we survive it? How do we keep moving when life keeps knocking us down? How do we turn pain into power and exhaustion into strength? How do we whisper to ourselves, even when we're on the edge, I can't give up. Not yet. In the next part, we'll dive into 3 questions. First, why is reality so harsh? And what's the truth behind it? Second, why is giving up even more dangerous? And what exactly does it steal from us? And third, when we're deep in struggle, how do we face it, persist, and transform pain into progress? Remember this, the world isn't gentle, but it always respects those who refuse to quit. And if you're one of them, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Because here, we grow stronger together. What is reality? It's the bills, rent, responsibilities, and unease you see the moment you open your eyes in the morning. It's the unread messages on your phone, the hands that keep working even when all you want is rest. It's the blank faces you see on the subway and realizing you're just one of them. It's telling yourself, I'm fine, I can handle it every day, only to sigh in exhaustion when the world goes quiet at night. Reality is a cold, structured order. It doesn't care about your kindness, your dreams, or your ideals. It only tells you one thing, as bluntly as possible. If you want to survive, you must become stronger. You try to change things, but you keep running into walls. You give everything you have, and the world still refuses to make room for you. Sometimes it feels like you're swimming against the current, every inch forward costing all your strength. You think it's just a temporary storm until you realize this is what life actually is. The cruelty of reality lies in the fact that it has no script, no director, no main character privilege. It doesn't warn you before it hits, and it doesn't give you time to breathe. It will slap you in the face when you're most confident and force you to take another step when you're at your lowest. No one will tell you when to cry, and no one will applaud you when you stand up again. Your frustration, your pain, your bitterness, most of the time, you'll have to swallow them alone. That's not pessimism, that's truth. Because the essence of life isn't comfort, it's competition. Reality throws you into a massive arena with no instructions, no shortcuts, and one single rule. You win or you're out. In that arena, there's no such thing as fairness. You're working hard, but so is everyone else. You're staying up late, but someone out there has already made sleepless nights their norm. You think you're giving everything you've got, but somewhere, someone's betting their entire life on the same goal. That's the cold truth of reality. It won't clap for your effort, and it won't pity your loss. In its rule book, there's no such thing as what should be. You think you deserve understanding, kindness, respect? Sorry, the world never promised you that. Reality doesn't owe you anything. It only asks one question. Are you ready? What it tests isn't just your skill, it's your endurance. It wants to see if you can adapt when your plans collapse, if you can keep going when no one understands you, if you can rebuild hope from a pile of broken pieces. You've probably lived these moments, giving your best in an interview, only to hear, we'll be in touch. Working hard for months, only for life to reset you overnight. Doing everything right, yet still falling short. You call it unfair, you call the world heartless. But that's just how reality works. It doesn't care about excuses. It cares about outcomes. Often, reality isn't trying to defeat you. It's testing whether you're worthy of the place you say you want. It's asking, do you crave comfort or do you seek growth? The cruelty of reality doesn't lie in the pain it causes, but in the truth it forces you to face. It makes you grow up. It makes you abandon illusions. It sharpens you through failure after failure. It turns I should into I must. I hope someone helps me into I'll handle it myself. And I'm afraid to fall into I can take the hit. The truth about growth is that it's never about applause and flowers. It's built on loneliness, setbacks, and countless nights where you nearly gave up but didn't. You must learn to work when no one's cheering, to push when no one understands, to keep walking when no one's watching. Maybe it feels cruel, but that cruelty is what makes you mature. It teaches you that life never hands out happiness. Every bit of stability, every taste of success, every easy life you see, all of it is paid for in silence. The world won't stop for your weakness. It won't slow down until you're ready. It won't warn you of the storms ahead. The only thing you can do is become strong enough that no storm can break you. One day, you'll realize that reality's cruelty was actually a gift. Because those days when no one helped you, those were the days that taught you independence, responsibility, and strength. They turned you into someone who no longer needs saving. When you learn to survive in cruelty, you gain something priceless, freedom, a power that comes from within, the kind that says, no matter what happens, I will not fall. Reality doesn't wait for anyone, but it respects those who keep running through the rain. It may not reward you immediately, but someday, when you least expect it, you'll look back and see how much stronger, clearer, and braver you've become. So don't fear its cruelty. It's not hostility, it's purification. It strips away your naivety, but it polishes your spirit. Giving up is a quiet kind of fall. It doesn't crash like failure, and it doesn't break you all at once. It's more like a slow, numbing anesthetic, softly teaching you how to compromise, how to back down, how to convince yourself to stop trying. You might tell yourself, I'm not giving up. I'm just taking a break. But sometimes that so-called break is really you raising a white flag to fate. Giving up isn't a single moment. It's a series of small, it's fines. It's fine. This chance is too hard. It's fine. Maybe I'm not capable. It's fine. Others are better anyway. One it's fine after another until one day you stop even thinking about trying. Giving up isn't a sigh. It's a slow kind of death. It steals your passion first, then your courage, then the sharp edge that made you you, until one day you realize you don't dream anymore. You don't even know what direction you're going. You're still alive, yes, but you're not burning anymore. The scariest thing isn't failure, it's losing the courage to start again. Sometimes, giving up wears a gentle disguise. It whispers, you've done enough. Don't push yourself anymore. It sounds like comfort, but really, it's a burial. Because the moment you believe it, you've silently agreed, I'm not enough. And in that moment, you close the door to everything that could have been yours. Most people's biggest regret in life isn't, I never got the chance. It's, I didn't hold on long enough. They were so close, one last push, one last try, and then they turned back. And some quiet night, they convinced themselves, maybe I'm just not meant for this. And that's how they missed the final blessing life had prepared for them. Dad, if you notice, the people who truly regret their lives aren't the ones who failed. They're the ones who quit too soon. They replay that moment over and over, remembering how they could have gone just a little further, waited just one more day. But they didn't. And now they'll never know. The danger of giving up is that it feels reasonable. It offers you beautiful excuses. It's not my fault. The timing was bad. It's not that I can't. I just don't want to anymore. I'm just choosing another path. But deep down, it's not a choice. It's an escape. And the longer you escape, the more numb you become. Then numbness turns into habit. You start to fear challenge, fear the unknown, fear trying again, fear letting others see your effort. Eventually, you can't even look at yourself in the mirror without flinching. And the worst part? You start to believe it. You start to believe maybe I was never capable to begin with. You call it reality, but really, it's surrender that made you ordinary. The saddest thing isn't falling. It's surrendering before you even try. You think giving up brings peace, but it's a lie. It gives you temporary relief, but in exchange for lifelong regret. It spares you short-term pain, but costs you long-term pride. There's a saying that hits deep. Giving up doesn't make you fail right away, but it makes sure you'll never succeed. Every time you hesitate, every time you say, never mind, you weaken your own belief. Until one day, you don't even dare to dream. You tell yourself, this is fine. But that's not peace. It's surrender dressed as acceptance. Why do we keep going? Not because persistence guarantees success, but because only persistence gives you the right to find out. You don't know when your breakthrough will come. You don't know which effort will finally turn everything around. Maybe one more step and you'll see the light. Maybe one more night and you'll catch the moment that changes your life. But those who quit will never see it. They'll fade quietly into the background of time, their spark slowly extinguished. Those who keep going, though, even if they're slow, tired, or lost, they're the ones still moving toward hope. Giving up makes you comfortable for a while. Persistence makes you hurt for a while. But the difference is this: the pain of giving up lasts a lifetime. The pain of persistence only lasts a season. Every struggle you face is shaping a stronger version of you. Every bit of pain you endure now will become the pride you carry later. So don't say never mind so easily. Those two words are what fate loves to hear most, because it means you've stopped fighting back. Remember this: failure doesn't destroy a person, but giving up does. Failure is part of the process. Giving up is the end of it. Failure teaches you. Giving up erases you. You don't have to start strong, but you must finish strong. Because often, destiny hides in those last few seconds of just hold on a little longer. The real danger of giving up isn't losing an opportunity. It's losing your courage to face the world. It makes you stop believing, stop fighting, stop loving, stop dreaming. And in that moment, you stop being the person you were meant to be, the one burning with fire. So no matter how hard life feels, no matter how exhausted you are, remember this: if you choose to give up, you stay where you are forever. But if you choose to keep going, even slowly, you'll get there eventually. Time never betrays those who refuse to quit, and fate never tests the same soul forever. It just wants to see if you truly deserve the future you've been dreaming of. We all know reality is cruel, and we all understand that giving up is dangerous. But the real question is, what do you do when life keeps breaking you down, when hope feels distant and your strength is fading? Some people are crushed by reality and never rise again. Others are shaped by it and grow stronger each time they fall. The difference isn't in circumstance, it's in mindset. The same storm that destroys one person teaches another how to sail. So when faced with cruelty, you can't just endure it. You have to learn to fight, to transform, to rebuild. The first step is acceptance, to face reality bravely instead of running from it. The beginning of change isn't resistance, it's acknowledgement. You must admit that life isn't fair, that things are hard, that the world won't always be gentle with you. It sounds negative, but it's actually the most positive thing you can do. Because when you stop complaining, when you stop waiting for someone to save you, that's when real strength begins. True strength doesn't belong to those who've never felt pain, but to those who know pain is inevitable and still choose to move forward. You have to look your suffering in the eye, not because you enjoy it, but because you understand that avoidance only makes it last longer. Most people aren't defeated by life because they lack talent, but because they're too afraid to face the truth. They protect their pride with excuses and numb their minds with denial. But real growth doesn't come from numbing. It comes from clarity. Accepting reality doesn't mean surrendering. It means saying, I know it's cruel, but I'm still going to fight. The second step is mindset, because how far you go isn't determined by ability, but by belief. Have you noticed that some people survive hardship while others collapse under it? The difference lies in how they interpret it. Some ask, why me? While others say, if it's me, then I'll win. You become what you believe. Reality doesn't favor anyone, but it rewards those who don't drown in emotion. When others are paralyzed by fear, you must stay calm within it. When others complain about fate, turn your frustration into fuel. Pain is inevitable, but weakness is optional. Don't let a temporary failure define your life. You're allowed to fall, but not to wallow. No one else can turn the page for you. You have to do it yourself. Your mindset determines your posture in the storm, Do you bow your head to hide or lift it to push through? Change the way you see your problems, and you'll change the direction of your destiny. The third step is action. Make persistence your weapon against reality. You can be afraid, tired, doubtful, but whatever happens, don't stop moving. All growth happens in the moment you choose to keep going. You don't need to figure everything out. You just need to keep walking. Many people lose because they wait for the right time, the right person, the perfect chance. But the world doesn't favor those who wait. It rewards those who create opportunities while moving forward. Sometimes persistence isn't about seeing hope. It's about believing that if you keep going, hope will appear. Believe in the power of accumulation. Every effort shapes you. Every failure trains you. Every fall reminds you you haven't lost yet. Don't fear going slow. Fear standing still. Life isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. The ones who finish aren't the fastest, but the ones who refuse to quit. The fourth step is breakthrough. True change begins the moment you decide to stop being afraid. The real cruelty of reality isn't how hard it is, but how easily it makes you doubt your own worth. You fear failure, judgment, rejection, so you shrink, you hold back, you stay small. But every time you let fear stop you, reality grows harsher. The key to breaking through isn't being smarter, it's daring to act despite fear. Strength isn't the absence of fear, it's the ability to move forward while trembling. Don't wait for perfect conditions. They'll never come. Perfectionism is just procrastination in disguise. Fear is the signal that growth is near. The moment you act, the moment you stop waiting for the right time, you've already won half the battle. Yes, reality is cruel. It shows you the truth about life and forces you to see your own limits. It teaches you that effort doesn't always lead to reward, sincerity doesn't always bring understanding, and kindness doesn't always get repaid. It makes you question again and again, is all this struggle worth it? What's the point of holding on? But remember this, the true meaning of persistence is not about what you get, but about who you become. Reality's cruelty was never meant to destroy you. It exists to filter out those who truly want to stay in the game. It demands that you keep hope alive through disappointment, that you rise again after every fall. It wants you to understand that life isn't about pleasing others. It's about not betraying yourself. We often envy other people's success, yet forget the countless unseen nights behind it. They weren't just lucky. They simply didn't run away. They endured every moment when quitting felt easier, and pushed through every day when no one understood their struggle. Success isn't a gift for the talented. It's a reward for the relentless. Look closely. Those who gritted their teeth in the darkest hours are the ones smiling in the light. They cried, yes, but they kept moving after the tears dried. They stumbled, yes, but they chose to stand up every single time. And those who were swallowed by giving up? They weren't untalented or unlucky. They just said, I'm done at the most critical moment. They handed their fate over to reality, forgetting that reality itself can be changed as long as you keep fighting. Giving up is easy, even comforting at first. It feels like relief, like letting go of a heavy burden, but that feeling doesn't last. Soon after comes regret and the haunting memory of the person you used to be, the one who still fought for something. The greatest pain isn't failure. It's realizing you could have won if only you'd held on a little longer. Have you ever thought about it? Maybe every sleepless night, every tear, every moment you forced yourself to keep going wasn't wasted. Maybe one day you'll look back and realize those brutal days were quietly building the road toward the life you always wanted. Life doesn't hand you answers right away. It confuses you, breaks you, and makes you think nothing matters. But when you survive that phase, you'll understand every ounce of effort counts. You think reality is punishing you, but it's actually testing you, asking whether you are truly that person who says, I don't give up. So no matter how hard it gets, don't stop. Even if you move slowly, even if you're exhausted, Even if you can't see the light yet, keep walking. Because as long as you're still moving, the night will eventually make way for dawn. As long as you haven't given up, your story isn't over. The greatest power in life isn't talent or privilege. It's that moment when you whisper, "I'll keep going." In that moment, there might be no applause, no recognition, no comfort, but you're already winning quietly. When you stop running from pain, when you stop shrinking back, when you stop pitying yourself, you've already defeated the weakest version of who you were. And once you can conquer yourself, no one in this world can defeat you. Remember this, reality is cruel, but giving up is far worse. Reality might shatter your illusions, but giving up destroys your soul. Reality might hurt for a few years, but giving up will haunt you for a lifetime. So keep going. Even if the road ahead is full of wind, rain, and darkness, as long as you keep walking, you're already winning. One day, you'll look back and thank the version of yourself who, even when reality was at its cruelest, still refused to give up.